Welcome to the first episode of the Space series. The first episode will be exploring Mars. In part 1 of Exploring Mars, we'll be looking into why we are so fascinated by the red planet and our past attempts of exploration. The planet Mars is the last rocky planet before we reach the gas planets such as Jupiter and Saturn. In some ways it's our closest neighbour, but what's most fascinating about the planet is why it's so dead. We know that at some stage Mars had water because we've seen the evidence. The evidence shows riverbeds on the surface. It also had atmosphere too, but over time it's all been lost. We've wanted to increase our understanding of the planet, so in the last 50 years NASA sent 15 missions. This has transformed our understanding of the landscape and the conditions there. Here is the video to show those 50 years of exploration. In 1964 we got close to the planet for the very first time. NASA's Mariner 4 probe sent these images of a cratered surface. In 1971, Mariner 9 became the first spacecraft to go into orbit of another planet, sending back far more detailed images than previously. Five years later, NASA's Viking landers touched down on the planet's surface. Their cameras beamed back images of a rocky landscape. "20 years later, the Pathfinder mission from NASA returned to Mars with a rover called Sojourner, which was able to drill into rocks. Meanwhile, NASA operatives were picturing bird's eye views of the surface never seen before. And in 2004, Mars Express detailed the planet in 3D for the first time. In the same year, 2 new rovers from NASA travelled for miles on the surface planet: Opportunity and Spirit. One of the rovers mentioned was the Opportunity rover. The rover left Earth in July 2003 and reached Mars in January 2004. Opportunity was part of a duo of rovers which included Spirit, which landed 3 weeks earlier on the other side of the planet. Spirit became stuck in 2009 and lost communication in 2010, but Opportunity is still working to this day, exceeding its planned mission of 90 sols Martian days, and has now been operating for 3,200 sols. It's been sending some amazing pictures as it continues its journey to investigate the surface of Mars. Coincidentally, the landing site was an impact crater which became Opportunity's first mission, though eventually it did begin to travel to other sites, such as the Endurance crater between June and December 2004. The rover even became stuck in a sand dune in 2005 and took 6 Earth weeks to slowly manoeuvre it by shimmering it centimetres at a time. Eventually it travelled to Erebus crater, then headed towards Victoria crater for 4 months. As of the start of 2013 it has travelled 22 miles. I just think it's so brilliant that we've sent rovers to another planet. Thanks for watching the first episode. Tune in again for part 2 of Exploring Mars, where we will look into Mars curiosity.